Can you hear me clear?
I hear you, brother. I hear you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Before we get this epic interview started with the man, the myth, the legend, I want to welcome everybody that's in here. I know it was a short minute. Coach JB's a busy guy, as you know. He's all over the world. So I appreciate everybody here right now. Tag all your friends. Share the post. Get them in here because this is about to be awesome and great. With no further ado, if you guys been sleeping under a rock lately or you haven't had a chance to watch Netflix, or if you don't got cable, it's all good. We keep it real here on Big O's TV. But the man, the myth, the legend, Coach JB Jason Brown. Welcome to the Big O's TV show, Coach.
Hey, what's up, brother? Happy to have me, man. I appreciate you having me, man. All right, man. I ain't no legend, man. I'm just a regular Joe, man. Giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Before we get the show started, Coach, I want to say you're looking good over there. Seems like you lost a lot of weight since Netflix, man. You been in the gym, Coach?
Nah, man. Shit, probably stress. Shit. I don't. Nah. Man, I don't know what it is. That's what people say, man. It's probably just all this dang traveling, man. I don't get time to.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, if you don't mind, I'm pretty sure everybody around the world that's watching knows your bio, but can you give the fans a quick breakdown of your bio, your coaching career, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, man, shoot. This is the first year, man, in probably 25 years I haven't either played or coached, man. So, I'm just kind of relaxing right now. It started, man, in my alma mater, man. When I got done playing Arena League, got cut by the Chiefs, went to Arena League. I just decided not to go back, man, and started at my alma mater high school, Artesia High, man, and started coaching the freshmen, man, and took it from there, man. It's kind of skyrocketed from there, man. And I went to Bourbon Day, got to like to coach, with Keem Ayers, Reggie Dunn, guys that won Super Bowls, and then went back with Coach Ward, man, one of my mentors and father figures. He coached me up at Compton College. I went back and coached. Actually, right when he left, I ended up taking the job there with another coach named Angelo Jackson. And from there, man, I got the head job at Compton. I was the youngest head coach in the country at the time in junior college. And then I left there, went to Chaffey College, man, San Bernardino Valley, East LA. I've been all over. And then obviously I went out and took a shot in Garden City, Kansas. And then we went to make history, man, and put our footprints in the sand at Independence, man, and obviously got the show and most watched show on Netflix, and it's become a whirlwind since then. It's become pretty crazy.
Absolutely, and congratulations, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Emmy-nominated Netflix show. So yeah. Congrats on all that. Now, Coach, I gotta ask, because my motto on Big O's TV is we chop it up and we keep it 100, right? Sure. First of all, that's a hell of a resume, if I might say so myself. Now, coming straight out of Compton, I got to jump right to it. Now, I know a few guys from Compton. Shout out to Compton, great city, but how is that transition for a coach like JB to come out of such an area where, Compton, it's not an area where you think of Beverly Hills 90210, or you see the nice lawn. It's a rough area of California, let's be honest. So how is that transition from being a coach in California, Compton, and all of a sudden we're at Independence, Kansas? How does that work? How's that transition like?
Man, I played my college ball in Kansas, so then playing with the Chiefs for a brief stint, I've been all over the state of Kansas, so they've been good to me, man, for the most part. And so it was some familiarity there, man. And so I went back to Kansas, obviously, to coach. It wasn't a huge shock treatment for me because I've been there and done that and going through college and everything. So, it was all right. But, growing up where I grew up, man, and it's kind of a product of our environment, man. And, you got to be thick-skinned. It makes you have thick skin. It creates thick skin, and it creates a tough-skinned person, man. And I think that's what's relayed. I've been able to, relay that on to my players. Wow. So is it safe to say, and fans out there, don't send me no hate mail for what I'm about to tell Coach JB or so is it safe to say you're not an ordinary white coach that comes out of Compton?
You're like a coach that can go down any block, any street, any neighborhood. Can we say you're a little bit different than the normal white coach that coaches per se?
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. That's probably maybe to my detriment at times to some other colored folks, but to my brothers who I grew up with, man, that's just what I'm a product of my environment. That's who I am. I'm not trying to be nobody. I'm not, and that's just what you see is what you get. And I can go. I recruit anybody in the country. I go
Wow.
any city. I recruit the nation every year. I mean, obviously, for the last 5 years in Kansas, we recruit the nation, and I've been all over the place. And when I grew up, man, in Compton, it was the worst neighborhood in America. Now, it's probably lightened up quite a bit. It's still bad, but it's not like it was. There was curfews at 8 o'clock at night in Compton in the '80s. You know what I mean? And that's not too long after the Watts riots and some stuff like that I wrote about in my book. And my dad grew up in Compton. It was all white, man. It started turning black. After the Watts riot. So, I mean, right around that time. So, a lot of people don't know there's so much history in Compton, so many great athletes, entertainers. Everybody's come out of there, man. And, it's just it got a negative light for a long time. And, that's how the good old boy network works, man. They turn neighborhoods into shitholes, man. And so they can, reap the benefit, man. And sometimes it hurts folks.
So Coach JB, I know you got an Eazy-E CD somewhere in your playlist. NWA maybe, a little bit of Snoop Dogg. I know when you ride in style because I've seen your the Cadillac, if I'm not mistaken, on the show. I mean, I know you got some West Coast music bumping in the ride.
Oh yeah, always. That's all I got. E40 right now. New E40. New E40 banging in the whip right now, man. It was crazy, man. I was just with Snoop and Ice Cube and everybody yesterday at the Big Three, man. I was on the court with
Shout out to Big Three and Ice Cube.
Yeah, so we were out there, man. It was a good deal. I was out there for 2 days doing a bunch of like photo shoots and stuff, and so we were there for practice the day before, and then the day before that I was in Sacramento. Big Three. We played golf together. Me, Gary Payton, David Wells, a couple pro golfers. There's a big Greg Vaughn golf celebrity tournament out in Sacramento. So there's a lot of celebrities there. And then I flew right back and came to do the Big Three thing. And so it's been a crazy weekend, man. It's usually been that way for the last couple months. But, it keeps me busier than coaching, man. It's crazy.
Wow. That's a busy schedule. And I'm sure you're Tiger Woods Jr. on that golf course. I mean, you're a jack of all trades, so I'm sure you're out there swinging that golf club.
You call me Weiger Woods, brother. Weiger Woods.
Weiger Woods, that's classic. So now let's backtrack a little bit. We're coming out of Compton. So the JUCO route, because I know shout out to Coach Yona over there at Arizona. He told me to give you a shout out whenever I got you on air. Says he played against you with the JUCO route. But can you explain to the fans the difference between the JUCO route and and all the D1, D2s? For people that maybe quite don't know how that works.
Yeah. Junior college gets three. A lot of people don't realize. Junior college gets three types of players. They get the high school non-qualifier that don't qualify to high school. He has to go junior college no matter what. We get the Division I kid that gets kicked out of school for something that, we got to try to help and fix. Or we get the kid that gets kicked out for academics or smoking weed or what have you. And then the third type of kid is the kid that just doesn't like his playing time at the D1 level. And so I'll go recruit him, and we'll bring him to junior college and try to get him re-recruited, which is called the 4-2-4 rule. So, those are the three types of kids that go JUCO. And there might be a fourth type, which is basically just an under-recruited kid from, say, a small school in Utah somewhere, like Bountiful, Utah, before it blew up with Polynesians. I mean, it wasn't a very highly recruited area. Now it's it's nationally known now. It's becoming a recruiting hub. Just like the island, if you want to go find polys, those two places plus Southern Cali. But it's just changed, man. It's one of those deals, and it's football jail, man. You got to get in and out of football jail. It is with me anyway, and it toughens your skin, and that's why 220 plus guys I've sent D1, man. They've never been kicked out of a 4-year or gone to jail. And you know, in the 3 years at Independence, man, we had 101 guys go D1, 40 Power 5, both national records. And you know, they're all starting, they're all playing, they're all on draft boards already. So you know, in the next season, we'll probably have 12 to 15 guys get drafted off the 2 years of last year at U, and it's probably going to be unparalleled.
Wow, that is crazy. I mean, that's unheard of. I mean, let me just put that out there in the atmosphere. That is just unheard of. And this is JUCO we're talking. We're not talking any D1. This is JUCO, and you're putting out that much talent. Shout out to Malik Henry. You know, I'm from Nevada. I believe he is over here in Nevada, Reno. So I know that's one of your guys you put out. Now, I'm going to jump right into it, Coach. You got your bulletproof vest on. Can I fire a few shots here if you don't mind?
Sure. No doubt.
Why are you so misunderstood? Why is there a cliche about Coach Jason Brown that maybe some people say you might be just a little too hard on these young student athletes? Can you break down the mind of Coach JB when it comes to dealing with all these personalities that come through your colleges or your recruitment? I mean, how do we understand you per se? You know, because your style it reminds me of like Mike Ditka, Bob Knight, guys like that'll just, you're straightforward. You have no filter. You don't give a shit about what people think about you, which I love. That's what made me a big fan. So can you break down the personality? Can you run us through your head of Coach JB?
Yeah, you know, no offense to you or anyone else, but you know, I don't really give a shit what people think, man, and it doesn't bother me because I go to sleep at night knowing that the kids know what I do for them, and that's not the shit that you see on film. So they film me for 6,000 hours. They put 16 hours of my life on film for the world to see, and then you know, you get judged. So, but to answer your question fairly, you know, my kids are broken, man. Make no mistake about it. My kids I don't get the kid for 5 years like Alabama, USC, UCLA. I get the kid for 18 months at the max, usually 6 months, and I have to mold a young boy and turn him into a man in an accelerated rate. I got to send them to Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas in 18 months or less, so they don't get kicked out of the 4-year. So they know how to get up at 5 in the morning, go to weights, and they know how to go to class and sit in the front row and pull their pants up, not call girls the B word, and quit saying the N word, and make themselves understand that every day is an interview. I don't give a shit where you're at. Every single day is an interview. And just like the eye in the sky don't lie when we're filming our players, it's the same way as coaches and you and me and everybody in the world. We're being evaluated every day. You just never know by who. And some people get great jobs by that. You don't even know. Just walking at Walmart, you might meet a CEO you don't even know. That's why every day is an interview, and people don't realize that. And that's why I talked about it in my book, and which is, you know, exceeded expectations. It's 5 weeks in a row, #1 bestseller, and I never thought it would be that. But so I appreciate the fans for that support. But
wow, that's and you know what? Sorry, Coach, I don't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you do. No, I was saying, so that's the part that's under. They don't understand. You know, they don't show the D1 coaches come in the office and my kids shaking their hands and the coaches talking to my boss, telling them, this is coached right here. This is taught for these players to look us in the eye and dress appropriately and know how to what I call play the game. You know what I mean? And it's a game. Let's make no mistake about it. This is a game, and you got to be able to play it, man. And my kids are inner city kids, man, with single parents, and they're not whispering sweet nothings in their ear, man. That's the bottom line. People think that I got to whisper sweet nothings in these kids' ear, and I'm gonna tell Bobby Bruce, come on, Bobby, it's okay. Wake up, go to class. No, that ain't how it is, because it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
And you know, unfortunately, you know, people, you can't save them all, man, and you can only save one of them. And I try to get through to my young coaches, man, because you will grow gray hairs real fast, man, and spread yourself guys around and trying to save everyone. You just can't, man. And you know, if you want it more than they do, it's probably not going to work with me. And so, you know, I had a motto there, man. I just didn't coach effort. I shouldn't have to coach effort because it requires absolutely zero fucking talent to coach to give effort. You know what I mean? You don't have to have any talent to give effort. And that's the one thing, man, that we tried to really preach. Because now, you know, I got all these D1. You know, man, Coach Emmett Gooden, Delrick Abrams, DJ Williams, Calvin Jackson. Those are the hardest working cats in our place, and because they got it, man. We grinded them, so it was harder at my place than it is at the 4-year. So when they get there, it's easier for them. They've been there, done it, and they knew. And now they appreciate. They got out of football jail, and now they appreciate the Taj Mahal of football. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
So is it fair to say you get a lot of the fleshed out players that nobody wants?
Now they all want them, JUCOs anyway, because they're all D1 transfers. You know, we had 28 Division I transfers, man, 17, 18 Power 5 guys, and you know, we had like 6 to 8 kids make it out of all those guys. So the truth of the matter is, a lot of those guys are broken, and you know, I have a reputation for fixing them, and that's why the 4-year schools send me those guys. And because they know I usually fix them and get them back. Now they have a opportunity to excel again and make it. And that's what my guys do. And that's what they're doing right now. And, you know, that's, you know, no offense to the other JUCO that was on the show, man, but, you know, you see these guys, there's not a lot of them making it, man. They're getting kicked out of school. They're going to jail, unfortunately, and bad things happen. And, you know, that guy runs a great program over there. They win games, man, but I don't know if those kids learn life lessons like I like to teach them, because at the end of the day, the real world's going to hit them in the mouth in about 18 months. And, you know, if they're late to work or what have you, they're going to get fired. And if they miss something, they're going to get fired. And that's why I didn't allow later missing stuff. And, you know, sometimes you got to be an extra asshole to do it. And that's why I say, hate me now, love me later, man. Hate me now and love me at the end when you go to the league and make some money for your parents and stuff. This thing ain't built on intellect, man. Like a great coach of mine, Coach Ward, used to say, it's not built on intellect. These kids are somebody to show them the real world, man, what's really out there for them. Because at the end of the day, man, unfortunately, a lot of these kids, like I told Bobby, are going to work for a guy with my skin tone. And they don't give a shit about him and get fired. And that's just the harsh reality that we live in right now. And unfortunately, or fortunately for me, that's what the kids I like to coach, those type of guys, and get them coached up and get them ready for the real you know, battle, which is this world we're living in.
Wow, that's crazy. And exactly like your slogan says, hate me now, love me later. So you can't make everybody happy. We get that. I understand that whole theory. You really can't make everybody happy. But but outside looking in, me as you know, I don't want to say a critic, but outside looking in, I would say that you're much of a father figure to these young broken athletes. You're more than a coach from what I've seen. And I know, you know, I know it's a business. I know that the corporate world has a way of depicting the life of celebrities like yourself. And like you were saying earlier, I'm sure the camera didn't catch the real shit, as you would say. So knowing that the camera only catches so much footage, I know there's more to Coach JB than what I've seen on Netflix. I mean, I can just tell that you're really here for the kids, and you're more than a coach. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about being more than a coach? Because you're a parent, even with Bobby Bruce. Shout out to Bobby Bruce. I mean, you've given so many kids first, second, third, fourth, fifth. I mean, who knows how many chances? So can we go outside the box a little bit and talk about maybe you being a father figure to a lot of these broken kids?
Yeah. You know, the deal is, man, it's my job. You know, the definition of a coach, a lot of people don't realize what it is. And if you go Google it, the true definition is to get you where you could not get yourself. And a lot of high school coaches fell at that. I think high school coaches are the best coaches in the country of any level. I just think that at this day and age right now, in this enabled kids that we're coaching now, that like to transfer from school to school to school every year. Some kids go to 4 high schools in 4 years. The coaches are getting through to them in some type of way. It's something missing, and it's not the players, because the kids ain't changed. The parents have changed, and I think the coaches have changed. There's an old motto that I used to say, man. If you're allowing it, you ain't coaching it. You know what I mean? You either coach it or you allow it. There's only 2 things, and I think we're allowing too much shit. I think these guys are kissing these kids' asses too much. They don't want them to transfer, and half of me gets it, because high school it's harder. I mean, even though they recruit, it's harder to get the so-called recruiting like we would in college to your high school. But it's so many kids, so many soft kids now, man. They're allowed to transfer. They're allowed to, miss something. They're allowed to do these things. And you wonder why we're so fucked up in society, man, and I think football coaches have the platform and avenue to help assist society being this way, but we refuse to, man, and it's unfortunate. But if you look at it, half these coaches are these millennial cats as well. They're that age group guys, and they want to be these kids' friends more than they want to be their coach and mentor, and I think there's a separation that is missing. I don't believe that we understand there's a difference between being my homie and my coach and my teacher. You know what I mean? And so there's a huge disconnect there right now. But
absolutely.
I don't know if I can do it anymore, man. These enabled cats, I don't really know. I don't have a burning desire to coach right now, but it's I'm sure I'm a coach in heart forever, or at least, but I have been speaking at a lot of high schools. I've been clinicking a couple coaching staff, Fortune 500 companies, to you name it. I'm going to speak to LA Sparks next week. It's been a whirlwind, man. But I just think that coaching is relationship building, and it's relationships. And if the kid don't trust you, he's not going to run through a wall for you. And that's part of being a father figure or whatever. Because remember, man, everybody knows what's going on out there. I had 200 kids a year at Independence. I had 2 kids last year's show that had both parents in the home. 2. So I have to be that father figure. You know what I'm saying? And those kids don't even know what a father is. And that's the truth of the matter. Is a lot of people don't realize these young kids that we have, these big time NFL possible type of talent, have no father. So what happens is when I get them, they fight and battle a man. They fight and battle him because they're not used to him. They're used to the woman telling them what to do. And then they fight me and the coaches that we all across the country. This is an epidemic we're facing. So the coach, the man, we got to be more stern. And that's what I like to get across to a lot of these young coaches, man. Put your foot down on their ass, and the ones that want it will fucking get it done, and they'll buy into you. The ones that don't, they'll go back and they'll be a fucking mama's boy, man, and they'll go back and they won't be shit. But the guys that came to my place, and I had to check them early on, but all starting at the 4-year school. They're all successful. They got it. And now they're excelling, they're graduating, they're getting a 4-year degree, and they have a possible chance to go to the NFL. So those are the guys that get it. You know what I mean?
Wow. So tough love goes a long way. And it's crazy because the world, not me, because I get it. I'm hard on my kids as well because we want the betterment of their future. So I get it. But the world might see you as a monster per se. I don't, but I know the world might see you, the critics, the haters, they might see you as, hey, Coach JB's style is just ridiculous. I mean, I know when I played high school ball, our coaches were dicks. We ran bleachers, we ran the hills, we did up downs, we did bear cross, so I get it.
But, three times a day too.
Right, 3 a days, exactly. So, outside looking in, do you feel you're misunderstood? I mean, do you feel like people just don't get it, or don't quite understand your philosophy, your method to madness?
I don't know, man. I don't think about it because I really don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? the thing about it is the kids know, they don't misunderstand me. They know. When they get to camp, they don't know, but they'll know very quickly. And then they get it, you know, rather, and they'll understand, hey, this guy is, he has love for us, but he's also going to put his foot in our ass, and he's going to get them to where they could not get themselves, because that's the definition of a coach. So, you know, it's a result-oriented business we live in, brother. I got kids that are going to be buried or in jail if I don't get their ass through college. And so, you know, these people, these coaches nowadays are become soft, and they don't understand it is result oriented. There's no gray area in the sport we play. You either fucking win it or you lose. You either graduate or you don't. You either get a scholarship or you don't. You either gangbang or you play sports. I mean, it's a result oriented business. It's a fine line. You know, the truth hurts, but, you know, my truth might hurt a little more, I guess, if people say, but, you know, being misconstrued or misunderstood, man, is because these naysayers and these haters have no fucking idea what we do on a daily basis. They don't understand the intricacies that go into a 17 to 20 hour day of me grinding a coaching staff to basically become what's called babysitting. And we're now football psychologists. We're not coaches. And we are mentors and babysitters to make sure that these dudes don't go to jail and get kicked out of school. And that's the number one thing. And, you know, every place I've been, man, you know, people have always judged me because of how I am. But at the end of the day, it's a result-oriented business. I mean, no coach in America has 220 plus kids playing Division I. No coach in America has 25 plus in the NFL. And no coach in America has 6 guys that won a Super Bowl in the same year. So, like, you know, there's things out there that I can, you know, not to boast, but 200 kids, man, we got the highest football GPA in the country. We graduated more kids than anybody in the country in the history of junior college, in the history.
Wow.
You know, there's things that could be said, man, but all I hear is this guy is an asshole. He cusses out coaches and players. Well, guess what? Those coaches I used to cuss out, there's 17 of them got fucking D1 jobs. They don't talk about that. You know, it's just one of those things. We got guys, D2 coaches. We got coaches that were very young, got there, and I got them D2 jobs. You know, about 5 or 6 of those guys, a couple of Division I AA guys got jobs. I mean, so there's guys that moved on all over the country, and if I have to be an asshole to get that done, man, I'll do it over and over, man, because at the end of the day, those guys, when they get older, will understand, and they'll be like, shit, you know, this guy got me where I couldn't get myself.